be guilty as sin. When I tell you I'm a new Swiftie, like, I've listened to the Tortured Poets Department with 3 different people online. Hi there everyone, it's Misty here. Hey, hi, hello. You're streaming my first again. Hello. I'm filming this update on April the 6th. I don't remember what day last week I posted my other update, but that was filmed on like March the 20th. So I figured we were due. And then I went back and watched that one because I was like, did I talk about that? Did I talk about that? No, I didn't. So in today's video, I'm going to update you on what happened with the hand surgeon. We're going to talk about my a1c. We're going to talk about all of that good stuff. And yeah, so you can probably tell by my tone in this video that I am feeling so much better than I was in my last video. I feel like within the last, I don't know, week, I felt like I've kind of come out of that depressive episode. And my therapist and I were talking today. I was just like, I just have to know going forward that November through March are just going to be months where I just have to be mindful of that and be more compassionate with myself and just allow myself to feel whatever I need to feel. We were talking today about, I got an advanced review copy. I'm on an art team for one of my favorite authors, and she gave us the arc, and I read that arc 10 times within 2 weeks. I've read it probably 15 or 20 times now in the last month. And she and I were just talking about how I do that a lot. I have like comfort reads that I will reread. I'll have videos that I'll watch all the time. I'll get on an artist, like right now I'm on Taylor Swift in the Tortured Poets Department. So, yeah, I may be the only person that didn't hate Life of the Showgirl. There are a few songs that I don't love, but it's a bop. To me, it feels like, and this is not about Taylor Swift, but like the Tortured Poets Department was her like living in the heartache. Just, she had 2 breakups from what it sounds like, or what can be kind of discerned from the lyrics. She and Maddie Healy had a connection before her, and before they dated for that short little bit. And anyway, I'm not commenting on her life, but I feel like the Life of a Showgirl is a superficial album because of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and But Daddy, I Love Him. So I don't know. I'm not here to analyze Taylor Swift, but that's who has been getting my top plays. Is just like Tortured Poets Department over and over and over again. And if you want to talk Taylor Swift one day, let me know. I'd be happy to. I would be happy to. So I put on makeup today. I had to film an intro. That's the story of my life lately. It's like, oh, I need to film an intro. Let's put on some makeup. So I thought I'd go ahead and give you an update. So I've learned the difference between a nerve conduction study and EMG. Let's start there. I need a drink. Water. I love me some water. So I mentioned in my last video how not my last video, the one before that, how I saw the hand surgeon and he wanted me to have another nerve conduction study done. No, he wanted me to have an EMG. So in EMG, they use a little needle like this, and she just kind of pokes it in, and I think she used a Doppler. I don't remember. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't painful. A nerve conduction study, they use a probe that's like this big. They stick it in the neuromuscular junction, and then they shock the shit out of it. And that one is painful. So what I thought I was going into was going to be this huge painful thing actually wasn't. And she's like, you have a pretty high pain tolerance. And I said, I thought we were doing a nerve conduction study. She's like, oh. I said, yeah. And that was going to be like my 5th nerve conduction study. I said, this is a cakewalk. So she was like, it's like carpal tunnel, cubital tunnel. She's like, it's severe. And I'm like, give me a 1 to 10. She's like 7.5. And I was like, okay, great. She said, she kept asking me if I'd hit my elbow. And I was like, no. Well, come to find out, there's little to no activity in that nerve, that cubital nerve. I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's basically almost 100% impeded. So that is what's contributing to the numbness and pain in my hands. She said, I do have some from C7, C8. I've already had surgery to take care of that. So I'm having surgery the 1st of July, end of June, 1st of July. My hand surgeon, and I told him, I said I wasn't having surgery this year. It's like, I said I wasn't having surgery this year. And he said, you can put it off if you want to. He's like, but you're like at a 7, 7.5 now. He's like, you may be at an 8, 8.5, 9 in the next, 6 to 9 months. He said, so the longer we put this off, the longer your recovery will probably be. And I may be paraphrasing, like it was a few months ago. So I said, fine. So he's like, pick a date. And I said, end of June, 1st of July. Why? Rob's on vacation. I had my C2 to T2 fusion on May 23rd, 2025, because that was Memorial Day weekend and Rob was already off. So Rob will be off the first 2 weeks of July, maybe the first 3 weeks of July. We talked about this, and then I remembered I have Hamilton tickets, or we have Hamilton tickets for the 18th of July. And I was like, we gotta have this as close to the end of June, 1st of July as we can, because if I am gonna have to push a rollator, at the Performance Center in Fort Worth, if any of you have been there and can let me know how, I pay for valet, so we don't have to worry about parking. But are there like a lot of steps? I guess I could Google Earth it. Anyway, that's July, Misty. Let's stay here now. So anyway, we're going to go see Hamilton after I have surgery. So I'm doing both my right hand and my right elbow. And I said, you need to walk me through every single step because I have so much trauma from my last surgery. He's like, well, the first thing is it's a day surgery. And I said, where are we going to have it? He said, depending on what your weight is, where your weight falls. At the time, I was around 300. I am no longer around 300. He said, if you stay around the same weight that you are right now, we can do it at a surgery center. He's like, but if if you're a little higher and we have to do it at the hospital, we have to do it at the hospital. And I said, okay, that's fine. He said, you should be fine with your hand within 3 days. He said, we just go in there and do a little snip and you're good. The elbow may take, 7 to 14 days. And I asked, I told him, like, I have a, immune system issue. And so I've timed it. So he said, we need to have this surgery when you're due for your next infusion. So I have an infusion the day before my birthday, April 28th. My birthday's on April 29th. So where I'm planning to have it will be right at around 2 months. So 8 to 9 weeks since having the one in April. And then I only have to wait like 3 to 4 weeks afterward. So it's not going to be like it was when I had my fusion where I had to I couldn't be on, and I can stay on Celebrex. And I was like, thank the Lord, I have to go with the Manjaro, but I can stay on the Celebrex. And I'm just like, thank God. So that is a plus. But am I looking forward to having another surgery a year later? No, I'm not. Am I willing to do whatever it helps to take care of my hand? Yes. So we talked about the bone spur. I have a bone spur here. I have a bone spur here. He's like, you've got one on this side. I was like, good Lord. He said, I don't do anything for bone spurs. I don't cut them or I don't do anything. He did, and I think now that I'm saying this out loud, I think I talked about that in that video. I got a shot for trigger finger. I feel like it's coming back, so maybe I'll have him do that while he's doing the other stuff. I don't know if that will happen, but so yeah, so surgery is in my future, and I'm trying not to think about it. So yeah, and like I said, the end of this month is my birthday, and diet culture is hard, and it's taken all of my willpower not to fall back into that cycle of trying to diet and trying to lose weight and blah 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 blah. I've been off Glimperide now, I think for a month since filming that last video. And when I tell you there's a huge difference, there's a huge difference. I don't feel nearly as hungry as I did before. I don't think, I still have food noise, but I don't have as much food noise as I had. I started a new supplement called Insa something, I think. And I started that a few nights ago, so we'll see if it helps. It's supposed to help with like PCOS, insulin resistance and stuff. I'll report back. I feel like the saffron is helping. I mean, I feel better. Like I mentioned, I feel like I'm kind of like coming, my therapist was like, what do you feel like? I was like, I feel like I'm coming back to me. I said, I get scared when I go apathetic because I don't mind having feelings. I just don't like not feeling anything. So my psychiatrist was pretty dismissive when I brought up ADHD, but it's like, dude, it runs in the family. My brother has it. My nephew has it. My brother's the one that made a comment about it. He's like, damn, you hyperfixate. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I just throw that, and like, I have time blindness, executive dysfunction, the doom piles. Like, I have like 10 different ADHD symptoms that I can find online. But he's like, no, you don't have that. And I was just like, dude, we talk every 3 months for like 20 minutes. So I'm going to do some kind of test. And I'm like, I'm not asking to have ADHD. But if I can get some relief from whatever the fuck my brain is doing, I will take whatever I can do. Like, I am willing to do whatever to get out of this depressive episode and stay out of it for a little while. So we'll see. Had blood work drawn last week. My a1c went from 8-ish in December down to 6.2. So that's good. My liver enzymes are still high. Like I said, I have an infusion. I see my rheumatologist on the 28th. She said if they stayed elevated, she's going to send me to a liver doctor. I really don't want to. So we'll see. They weren't consistently high until I went on that last leflunomide, I think is what it was. So it's like, could we have meds that don't cause side effects? That would be real helpful. Real helpful. So there are some positives. Like, I'm very excited that my A1C is so low. I'm going to stick with this endocrinologist and just make sure that I do my homework on any medication he wants to prescribe. I think I misspoke and it made it sound like the sitagliptin was the sulfonylurea or whatever. It's not. It's the glimepiride. And I'm just like, why are we forcing my pancreas to make more insulin when my body's not using the insulin that it has? So, I don't know. I got new babies. I have like space up here, and Rob's like, why? How come there isn't anything up there? It's like, that's space for when I can get some more. Luckily, they haven't released anything. Like, my brother was going to buy me the Berry Happy Home dollhouse for my birthday. And the couple that he tried to get fell through. One of them, she broke it when she was trying to ship it. So I got him to get me this teapot. I don't know if you can see it. This is the original stove from the Playhouse. And so, but now I'm just like, I really still want one. And I'm like, where am I going to put it? I was like, I don't care. I'll put it somewhere. I really do want one. But I'm like, Misty, just a little bit at a time. Like, this room looks like strawberry shortcake threw up in it, and I am okay with that. Let me tell you, I got a new purse. Unfortunately, I bought the wrong purse. I ordered it incorrectly. There's one size that I love, but I wanted this fabric that I got, but on the purse that I love, and I bought it backwards. So I told her, I was like, I'm going to get the one that I want, and I'll sell this one once I get the new one. It's strawberry shortcake and Care Bears. So each of the strawberry shortcake character is, I think, having tea with a Care Bear. I don't remember. If any of you are interested in a strawberry shortcake purse, just let me know. Let me know, and I'll send you pictures or whatever. I haven't listed it anywhere or anything, but I was just like, I opened it and I was like, damn it, Misty. Why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't realize. Like, I wasn't thinking. I was just excited to be able to buy a new purse. So, yeah. What else? I don't think there's anything else. I'm hoping to get back into card making. I made I made 2 cards on Saturday. Rob went bold, and it just felt good. It took me forever, but it felt good. I felt good. Like, I put on some makeup on my face today. I really like how this look turned out. Put some lashes on. Like, I feel good today. And I'm filming this video. I filmed an update video for my Jolly Fit Elf channel. I'm going to film an update video for my Misty channel, and maybe get some more videos filmed while I'm here and sitting here and ready to go. So, yeah. Thank you for all of your kind words on the last video. I finally was able to respond to comments. I haven't checked it in a couple of days. I just... like being ill is so isolating. Not being able to drive somewhere is so flippin' isolating. And so I can really fall into the habit of just isolating even more, which I'm working through. I think that's, I don't want to say trauma response. I feel like that's a phrase that's used over and over, and sometimes that's not necessarily what it is, but it is from, you know, being silenced when I had feelings or stuff growing up, and I just learned to not talk about them. So I had 2 freaky ass dreams in the last week. One of them, I was dreaming I was with my dad and my sister. Now my dad passed away in November 2022, but I was at their house wherever we were, and we had just gone through a bunch of storms. I think we'd been in the basement, and then I was in the living room and I saw this guy walk by, and I didn't think anything of it, but he walked by again, this time with like an assault rifle. If you've ever seen that picture of Kyle Rittenhouse, that's what it looked like. And he shot me in the back of the head. I just remember, I was like, what the fuck? And my dad ran in, he's like, what happened? What happened? It's like, he shot me in the head. And he was like, what? And I was like, you've got to call 911. He shot me in the back of my head. And then I woke up. And I was just like, what in the hell? And so I was like trying to interpret the dream. And I was just like, maybe I'm feeling all these things subconsciously, but I'm not consciously feeling any of this. And then a couple of nights later, I had a dream. I was protecting me and I don't know who else from something evil. I don't know if it was zombies. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was, who it was, whatever. I just remember that there was just this feeling of darkness and somebody like bad. And I was trying to protect whomever I was with. Maybe it was kiddos, like maybe I was teaching. I honestly don't remember. So my therapist and I were talking about that today, and I was just like, I don't know if it was a medication reaction. I don't know. Luckily, I haven't had anything like that again. But when I tell you, it freaked me out. It freaked me out. So, yes. Yes. It's been rough up in these streets. So, thank you for all the compliments on the hair. I've been using this. I actually bought a full size. This is the Bumble & Bumble thickening kind of texture hair lotion. It's like mousse, but it's a little bit thicker and it's more like textured. I'm actually really loving this color. I wish it were a little bit darker around the roots, but you can still see that it's still pretty thin, but you can see how wavy it's coming in. I still haven't gotten a haircut. This is just me growing it from bald. I haven't had it shaped or anything like that. I thought, you know what? Whatever. We'll just let it do what it's going to do, and I'll just be happy with it anyway. So I'm just happy that the hair is growing back, and I haven't had the urge to shave it again because I thought maybe I would want to shave it again, but I miss my long hair. I kind of want to go back to that. So yeah, I think I had all I had was a coffee today. It's like 6 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I don't know why I'm so hyper, but yeah. So that's it. That's it. Other than that, that's really it. I can't think of anything else. I have Spravato next week, I think. And then I don't have anything until the 22nd. That's when I see my psychiatrist again. And then again, I have the infusion the day before my birthday on the 28th. My birthday's on the 29th. And then I see the hand surgeon sometime around the 1st of May to schedule the surgery in July. I feel like this has been the longest, shortest year on record ever in your life. This year has felt a million days long, but 3 days short. Like, it's just felt like it's gone by in a blink of an eye. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I was just so depressed and like just time blindness. So, I mean, even right now, I had no idea it was 5 o'clock. I should have known. I had therapy until 11, and then I worked on something until like 1 o'clock, and then Roxy demanded attention. And so it's like I've been busy all day. I just have no concept of what time it is anymore. So, yeah. Anywho, that said, I'm going to have to go soon because I'm sure Rob is getting hungry. But I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, all of your comments. I appreciate it. Like I've mentioned, like I miss you guys. I miss talking to people. I miss having community. And I'm going to try to do my best to stay more active, at least here, so we can converse in the comments, etc. So check in. Hope you had a happy Easter if you celebrate. My nephew got like 100 eggs. And I'm like, what do you mean he got 100 eggs? He's like, well, there were like 1,200 eggs. And it was supposed to be like 30 kids, but only 10 kids showed up. And I'm just like, was it a carpet of eggs? And so I was just like, 100 eggs? Oh my word, that's bananas. So yeah. Excuse me. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. If you missed it, I posted, like I said, I had an update that I filmed, I think around March 20th. I think it was right after Rob's birthday. Filming this one on April the 6th, updating you on the things. I mean, I didn't have my blood work until last week. So the lady at Quest, she's like, thank you for trusting me. And because I go to her at least once a month, it seems like. And I was like, no, it's no problem. It's like, I love you. You get it done quick. I can make an appointment. I don't have to worry about, fighting for my life over at LabCorp. So, and it's easy. It's like right in our Tom Thumb. I can just walk in, walk out. Rob can drop me off and then pick me up. We don't have to worry about it. So, yeah. All right, friends, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I hope you are doing well. My hope for you is that you are thriving. It's springtime. Rob has the windows open today. We had the windows open yesterday. Made a French toast bake. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I've been eating a lot. I think I mentioned this. I've been making banana pecan overnight oats. So good. I'm going to have some of that probably for breakfast in the morning. We're having, Rob likes the sausage. I prefer the chicken ravioli from Costco. And I like to have it without sauce. So that's what we're having for dinner tonight. But that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. I will try to be a bit more active. I can't promise that we'll do a lot, but I am going to try my best to be around a bit more. And I hope you guys are doing well. So yes, I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye for now. Thank you very much. I love that I look at the viewfinder as if I can see what's happening in the viewfinder.